Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today we're going over the fourth album of the Veronicas called Godzilla. Veronicas are an Aussie twin duo who have been around forever, like back in 2005. And I remember like all the Scene Kids and all the different type of like kind of misfits and the gays definitely loved them and loved everything that they were bringing out, especially Forever and Untouched. I personally got into them with their second album called Hook Me Up. It came out in 2007. And I really, really loved it. I thought it definitely got me into them officially. I didn't go into the Secret Life of because I was like, it's a little, the further I thought of, the more I avoided it, the more outdated it became. So I was like, I definitely can't go backwards and listen to it. But I have, over time, listened to pieces of songs, but not all of it in a row. So here we are now, and we're doing this album called Godzilla, and apparently there's a whole thing around it though. There's been a bit of a speed bump inside the Veronica's career. After Hook Me Up, they were planning on making a comeback to do a album called Life on Mars. And I remember completely, like, back then there was so many hints and shit like that going around about it, and I was so excited to get into it because they released the first single called Lolita, and I was like, I love it, I love the sound, I love the kind of, like, dark feel it has, it's more electric, and so I was super excited. And the title of the album was going to be called Life on Mars, going to come out in 2012, and I was so excited, and then it kind of stopped and just disappeared. And I wasn't really keeping track with Twitter and everything, so kind of know what's happening. I was kind of more like stumbled across some things, and I did remember hearing like samples of the album too. Like I felt like they posted like snippets of what songs are going to be on the album on YouTube or something, and I listened to it because I heard Sugar Daddy, and I was like, oh, interesting. But the whole thing of it was like it was going to be a dark kind of like synthy-esque, but like just some weird kind of dark aura of a production, and I was super excited, but then it fell apart. And I figured out now that it was pretty much because of Warner Brothers records. They couldn't really figure out, they had a disagreement with how the album should look like and how it should go, and so they ended up kind of parting ways from them and coming back with the 2014 Veronicas, where I felt like it was a kind of a reintroduction to them, and it was nice. It kind of went back to that kind of rock pop direction with Secret Life of, and a little bit of Take It to the Floor bit. And I did like it. I felt like there were some songs that didn't really hit, but I definitely collected some songs from it. And now here we are with this one. And apparently this wasn't even supposed to happen. It's supposed to be, let me see if I can remember this. It was supposed to be Human, which is coming out a month from now, July 2nd. That was supposed to be the fourth album, but something must have happened in the middle of it where they decided, like, you know what? We're gonna still have that come out, but we have a lot of material from Life on Mars and a little additional stuff that we've been working on. So let's release that together, then release the one that we originally wanted to release anyway. So maybe kind of be a duo type of thing. I wonder if they're gonna do release a kind of a back-to-back album kind of thing, or dual album thing, but I don't really know what they're gonna do with it because I have no idea what the second with Human's gonna sound like, even though some of the singles have been released already. So it seems like it's gonna be about the same as this one, maybe less rocky, maybe more kind of mainstream. So so actually now I'm thinking about it and saying it out loud, maybe Godzilla was kind of like all the songs that kind of get you into, like, this is all the songs you wanted to hear in the past, including some of the songs that kind of match that energy. And now we're gonna give you the one that we're intentionally was supposed to give you, that was more mainstream, more in commercial direction. So going into this one, I definitely felt like it didn't really hit me as hard. I was a little underwhelmed with this because it felt like some of the songs were very, very just flat. Like it felt like there wasn't really, it felt like you can't go, I feel like if it was all of it the same way, where lyrically was kind of wonky, then it would make sense. But there's some songs in this that hit hard, and they're very high quality like lyrics and really really nice like deep lyrics. And then you go into songs like "In It to Win It," "Selling Cars," and "Supernatural Girl," where it's just like, oh, it's not really much you're saying. And also Sugar Daddy also is the same thing. It's just, even though that was one of the songs I was excited about, hearing it was like, oh yeah, it's definitely kind of just plain. There's nothing adding to it. It's nothing really special to it, and that really sucks because there are songs like "One on One," "Kaleidoscope," "Godzilla," "In My Blood," and "High Score," and what was the other one? "The Only High." Those have great lyrics, and they sound more mature. And I feel like the other ones sound too kind of loosey goosey, like they kind of just threw it out there, kind of thing. But yeah, this album kind of bounces back between. It seems like they're talking about relationships, whether it's good ones and then toxic ones. It kind of bounced between the two. So it goes from Godzilla, where it talks about being in a controlling relationship, going into Kaleidoscope, where just like I am still reeling from the last relationship I had, but you see right through it, and you still love me for me, no matter what. And goes into "In My Blood," where it talks about fall in love at first sight, which I really really love. I love the production was really nice. And then it kind of goes into "In It to Win It," "High Score." "In It to Win It" was very random. "High Score" made sense because it talked about the idea of reminiscing of how when the relationship was good, even though it's not good now. And kind of doing metaphors of times when they went to go to the arcade and meet up with each other when they were younger, and kind of metaphorically touching that with comparison of the good times and the bad times. Stealing Cars was another one, was kind of didn't really make any sense to me about wasting time with another person, but better than going to the strip club or whatever. I didn't understand what the comparison was really talking about. Supernatural Girl was kind of felt like it just sat there. It felt like it was more just, it sounded nice. It did sound nice, but I felt like it just stayed like this the whole time. And it just felt like it was randomly thrown in there. "One on One," great song. I really love the idea that it's talking about pretty much wanting to get back with an ex who's already in a new relationship, but she's like, I wish she could just turn around and say like, oh my god, I made a mistake, let's get back together, kind of thing. She never did anything for me anyway, kind of thing. Catching Fire, Silence, those two kind of felt like were better than the other "In It to Win It" kind of direction, but it still didn't hit as hard. "The Only High" is amazing. It's a beautiful song. It's just so easy to listen to. It's so sensitive and vulnerable. I love it. And I feel like it definitely talks about a longevity of a relationship, how you went from immature, young relationship where like no one thinks it's gonna last, all the way till they grew with each other over time. Even after the drunken craziness, they still remained together, kind of thing. And then Sugar Daddy is the ending of it, which I felt like it was a rare drop. It should have ended with "The Only High," because I think that was a great song. So yeah, I'm unfortunately disappointed in this album. I'm hoping that since "Human" was supposed to be the real fourth album, that it will be a little bit more organized or more honed in on the actual topic. But yeah, I didn't really feel this album. I give this album a because I really like the songs. The good songs are good, so I give this album a 6 out of 10. But I definitely am not very happy about this album. But I'm really hoping that "Human" works out really well. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you thought. If you had any opinions on this album, let me know. If you like this this video, hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell. And I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.